Bro, I just got a letter from my credit card company that says they're lowering my credit limit. How can they do this, especially with all the uncertainty with what's going on?
You said it. Uncertainty. Lenders hate uncertainty because they're in the business of mitigating risk. When unusual circumstances occur, like we currently have, it's difficult for lenders because they have no reliable data. In fact, no one does, which makes the current economic climate we're in so unstable. No lender wants to be responsible for another financial collapse due to overextending credit to borrowers. Lowering credit limits can be a viable option for lenders to reduce their exposure to risk. I'm Cap, and welcome to Screaming Lincoln's Consumer Credit Series.
But don't they understand the impact this has on people's credit scores?
Lenders don't care if your score takes a 20, 50, or even 100-point drop. They're not in the business of preserving borrowers' credit scores. They're out to make money, same as everyone else. And like everyone else, they are averse to risky business situations and cover their assets as best they can. It's on you as a consumer to become aware of these changing conditions and take the necessary steps to maintain your own status quo. You never know how valuable having access to credit or a great credit score is until you really need it.
I understand that, but I've been a responsible, loyal customer for years. I feel my objections are valid if lenders can take actions like these that results in impacting my score to fall below an excellent credit rating, especially if I really needed it, like when applying for a mortgage.
Come on, are you really applying for a mortgage anytime soon?
That's not the point.
I get it. Times are uncertain. You worked hard to get where you are. Not having any say in what lenders can do to negatively affect your score is frustrating for sure. But if you're able to weather the storm and maintain a great credit score with the right strategy, then there is some light at the end of the tunnel.
Like what? I'm sure lenders will be scaling back their huge sign-up bonuses if they haven't already. I've read too many blog posts about how lenders have discontinued paying commissions to credit bloggers for referrals. Lenders will reduce sign-up bonus offers and they'll likely make it more difficult to be approved for any worthwhile offers that do exist. And airline miles bonuses? Forget those programs. No one is flying until a vaccine is widely available, which should take over a year to develop. Airlines are broke and have even made their miles worth less by removing options to cash them out by redeeming them for other merchant gift cards. The writing is on the wall, bro.
I agree. It's a very grim time for sign-up bonuses right now, and will likely be that way for months, if not a year or two. Lenders have had a great run this past decade. However, debt is at an all-time high and will continue to grow in the coming months with recent events. So reducing credit limits and bonuses may be necessary for some lenders. With that in mind, let's discuss what proactive measures consumers can take to exercise more control to maintain a healthy credit profile. First, now is a great time to clean your credit profile to minimize your exposure to unnecessary credit liabilities like annual fee cards. Many airlines have grounded nearly all their planes. It makes little sense to carry any cards offering travel benefits, especially for anything related to air travel. At the very least, see if the lender will waive the annual fee or provide a spending offer in return for paying the fee. If not, see if the lender is willing to product change the annual fee card to another credit product that has no annual fee. This will usually preserve the account history, with Citibank being a rare exception if a new account number is issued. Next, even in our current economic shutdown, do your best to get those credit balances down and keep them down. This is important as FICO 10 is rolled out later this year. I have a video going over FICO 10 and what is currently known since it was announced in January 2020. However, many questions remain unanswered. Consumers would like to know if the starting point for FICO 10T's 24-month analysis at prior credit balances will be retroactively applied from 2020 immediately and go back to 2018, or if the 24-month analysis starts in 2020 and doesn't fully materialize until 2022. Also, when will lenders, if any, implement FICO 10? Another concern is whether authorized users will be negatively impacted with FICO 10. And yet, another concern is how long does it take for scores to go up or down based on dramatic credit utilization changes, and will FICO 10 be consistent in quickly or slowly restoring points to borrowers who pay off their balances, as FICO 10 was in reducing those same points for higher balances. My strategy to circumvent all this uncertainty around FICO 10 is to keep my balances down. With recent events related to economic shutdowns and rampant job losses, I won't be spending as much either. Luckily, I still have reliable income for now to make this possible. My next proactive step involves a credit fast, meaning I'm likely not opening any new accounts for a long time. I'm in a place where I cannot get the sign-up bonuses I want because of lender-imposed restrictions on those cards, which make me ineligible. I've been at this too long and already have healthy point and mileage balances. Instead, I'll focus on building the payment history factor of all my credit cards. For me, this involves $1 Amazon loads to my Amazon account with my cards, then letting the autopay feature kick in to pay those cards from my checking account and repeating this process every month. Over the next 6 months, I will have over 100 timely payments being reported, which will solidify the payment history factor of my credit score. Over time, the low reported balances and timely payments will accrue in my history. Lenders love seeing numerous timely payments and low reported balances. I will be rotating my daily spend on a couple credit cards that are providing huge payouts through their bonus categories, which involve grocery stores, over the spring of 2020. With this approach, my credit utilization remains low and many payments get reported. I will have to manually add one extra payment to whatever card I use for daily spending during this time to ensure low balances. There's nothing worse than having a big transaction post on the day just before the lender reports the balance, so it's important to monitor activity for cards that get used daily. I'll have a video that goes into spending hacks that allows consumers to leverage their purchases for greater returns in credit card rewards. There have been reports that lenders will not report missed payments during this current economic crisis of 2020. There have also been conflicting reports that lenders will report missed payments, but with a special condition attached to the derogatory mark, which will take the current economic shutdowns into account. Personally, I don't care either way, because as long as I've got money saved, I'm paying on time every month. I do not trust these big companies to deliver on their word, even with these dire economic circumstances. In fact, I'm ramping up my payments to keep my balances as low as possible, because in a couple years, when I'm ready for a loan, I'll have my statements during these periods as proof to show activity and payment history, which will reflect how responsible of a borrower I am. By taking these proactive measures, I've built a strategic credit web that is ready to capture any big promotional sign-up offers I may be eligible for in the coming months. I don't expect there to be very many, but if there are, my credit profile will be primed to meet the lender's stricter requirements. Credit card churners are aware of Chase's 524 rule, which I'm well under at this point. However, I do have a fair amount of inquiries due to business card applications. I'll be using the rest of 2020 as a cooling off period for hard inquiries in case no worthwhile bonuses I'm eligible for are offered later this year. In this uncertain climate of stay-at-home orders, wearing masks in public, and mounting job losses, it's important to manage your resources as carefully as you would manage your relationships. I expect the U.S. economy to remain slow for at least a year beyond testing and a vaccine becoming widely available. I don't understand how people can downplay the situation and look beyond it so quickly with so many unknowns. With that in mind, it would be wise to change your lifestyle and credit strategy accordingly. Stay safe and practice care when around others. Do you have any concerns regarding credit in this uncertain economic climate? Hit me up in the comments anytime. What are you waiting for? Hit it, Steve.